Okay. Hello, I'm Stasi. I'm a fourth year BAScer. I did a year abroad in France last year, so I started in 2019 and I'm only finishing now. I'm a cultures major and a health and environment minor, and I do French as my language.
My name's Cheryl. I do cultures major, health and environment minor. I like the flexibility of the BASc degree. So, I'm not a very decisive person, like if I say so myself. So just being able to like change my mind every year about what I'm interested in or like actually pursuing the things that I like, it's really helpful.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the flexibility, but also the breadth of disciplines that are offered at UCL and the many different opportunities that you have, and the many different kinds of modules that you take.
I also say that when you're choosing your modules, sometimes you stumble across stuff that you didn't think you'd like, but you end up taking them and you discover like a whole new world out there. It happened to me like twice already. So yeah, definitely a great part about BASc.
Yeah, also the ability to kind of build your own kind of topic niche with different disciplines is really nice. It feels freeing. I think my experience might be slightly different because to me it's I come from the Bulgarian educational system, so before it changed, it was the case that like we still took a lot of disciplines until the end of school, but the disciplines that I managed to take at cultures weren't the things that I could take at school. So it was kind of exploring a whole slew of intellectual interests that I hadn't managed to before, but I really wanted to. And kind of customizing my degree meant that I could pick and choose what aspects of them I wanted to do, and I didn't have to limit myself. So for example, I did a lot of philosophy, but like I don't necessarily like taking singular philosopher courses, so I haven't done that. I've just taken more broader courses on like ethics and metaphysics.
Here, I could literally just be like, oh yeah, next year I'm just going to do the things I actually found out that I do enjoy. So that is a really, customizable. That's good. I did, or mine's like a mixture of everything coaches. So I did a bit of like creative writing, a lot of anthropology, tried a bit of philosophy, did a bit of like cultural studies and like qualitative research and stuff. So I enjoyed like all of them when I tried them my first year. So that's why I decided to pick cultures as my major, transitioning into second year. For my for health and environment, I did psychology, and I didn't like it as much as I thought it would. So I just stuck to like the most basic, like applicable psychology modules. So like social psychology, psychology in the real world. So I just did a lot of like basic psychology, and that has helped me with some of my other modules.
Yeah, for me, at the point at which I was kind of applying and I was an offer holder, I was in a kind of situation where I was a kind of very stereotypical societies type major person. I was doing a lot of volunteering in the local community with my with the United Nations Association of Bulgaria. I was very active. So people kind of looked at me and they were like, oh, you should just go study international relations or whatever, or like societies in BASc, which allows you to do that. But I don't like being boxed. And I really did want to kind of, it felt like it would be very limiting for me to do that. And cultures, like I said already, felt like it had all the disciplines that I actually wanted to do, because I'm kind of more in general interested in people and how people function and tick. And I wanted to look at it more from like from an anthropological, like a cultural standpoint than I did from like doing something like um, like other more traditional, I don't know, society associated disciplines that are kind of more rational actor approach based and stuff like that. So for me, that was really interesting, and I still managed to cover kind of society's topics through a culture's lens in a sense. I've done modules like cultures of conflict. I've looked at like law and legalities in literature. That was on my year abroad. And all kinds of things like this. And for me, that was kind of the perfect mix of what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's why I picked cultures.
Yeah, I'd say it's honestly it gets both better and worse as it go on. Like, because the flexibility in picking your modules, like a lot of the modules could be considered, they could be considered under multiple pathways. So technically, it's just very confusing for everybody, but like in the best way possible, if you know what I mean.